A group of archaeologists accidentally discovered a golden divine bow forged entirely from pure iron in the desert. The moment the bow was pulled free, the earth itself began to tremble. Staring at this divine weapon that had been lost for centuries, the man was instantly captivated by it. In order to prevent the divine bow from being stolen, the man immediately sealed it away. However, when night fell, the bow suddenly emitted eerie sounds. Seeing this, the man lifted the cover off the divine bow. As he gazed at it, his mind was instantly lost. But the moment he touched the bow, a terrifying power surged into his body. That overwhelming force made him truly feel the fearsome might of the divine weapon. The next day, the man showed the divine bow to his younger brother. When he claimed that the bow possessed world-destroying power, the brother dismissed it and casually reached out to touch the divine weapon. Fortunately, the man stopped him in time, preventing a catastrophe. To demonstrate the power of the divine weapon, the man activated a mechanical arm. Unexpectedly, the instant it came into contact with the divine bow, an intense heat melted it completely. Witnessing this terrifying scene, the brother was finally convinced. But in order to truly control the power of the artifact, the man committed an act that enraged both gods and men. It turned out that in ancient times, due to a rebellion, a world-shattering war broke out among the gods. To fight the enemy, the owner of the divine palace was forced to unleash his strongest strike. Unexpectedly, the explosion was so devastating that it destroyed the entire human world. The few humans who survived could only struggle to live on barren land, and the only thing left standing was the pyramid city in the desert. However, reaching that place to survive required an enormous price. Some people resorted to burning, killing, and looting, even selling their own daughters without hesitation. What they didn't know was that life inside was nothing like they imagined. The ruler of that land was a great sorcerer who had barely survived the divine war. In order to achieve immortality, he injected his divine genes into pregnant women. Before the babies were even born, he used advanced technology to extract their essence and inject it into his own body. By relying on this fetal essence, the sorcerer was able to live for thousands of years. Once the fetus had been completely drained, the pregnant woman would be mercilessly thrown into an incinerator and burned alive into ashes. To keep his body immortal, the sorcerer searched for a new host every 100 years. Legend had it that within 1,000 years, a supreme god would be reincarnated into the human world. Yet after searching for several millennia, he found nothing, because every pregnancy ended in miscarriage between 1 and 6 months. What he didn't know was that one woman's pregnancy had already exceeded 6 months, and she firmly believed her child was the reincarnation of the god. To avoid having the essence extracted, she could only keep the secret to herself. However, unexpectedly, her secret was discovered by her best friend. The woman begged her not to reveal it, but to her shock, the friend turned around and betrayed her anyway.